Welcome to another Community Conversations. I'm your host, Ian Parkinson, and I'm pleased to have with me today Michelle Sauvé from Recovery Alberta and two very special volunteers, Ron and Sandra Rood, with The Connection. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how long have you been with The Connection?
We've been involved for the last 11 years,
Okay.
and I think the connection has ran for the last 17 years, but we moved here in 2014, so we've been involved since we moved here.
Okay, so Ron, what appeal did The Connection have to make you get involved?
Well, back on the ranch at Youngstown, where we moved from, we got involved with exchange students.
Okay.
One of our daughters was exchanged with a gal from Japan. So she went over there for a period of time, and we had a Japanese student. And we actually had two of them, correct?
Yeah, two or three.
Two or three.
Summer students.
Summer students. And one stayed for a whole year.
Wow.
So we had that interaction with foreign students. And when we moved here, we found out about The Connection, which is kind of foreign student involvement.
Right.
So we just dug into it, and
So this is an exchange where, like, a student from Medicine Hat goes to wherever the student that's...
no, that was back home.
Okay.
Before we moved. It was what was the name of the city in Japan that was kind of a twin city with Hana?
Oh,
Yes.
I know which one you mean.
So
I've
it's
seen the
wacky.
sign,
Yeah.
yes.
Wake, Japan.
Wake, Japan. And so
That must have been a bit of a culture shock for both students. I mean, to come from such a tiny, heavily populated island like Japan and wind up on a ranch between Hana and Youngstown.
yes, that's
You can't just run down to your local Starbucks and get a...
But they were so interested in wanting to know about us,
Yeah.
what we'd done, our culture, and it was fabulous. And
Okay. So The Connection then, this is more promoting multiculturalism and understanding.
yes, I would say that. Yes.
So how does that work?
When we first came here, we signed up for the mentor program,
Okay.
which means international students come to the college here and take a semester. And so we would sign up to mentor them for that
Right.
term. So you would help them with their studies, you would help them navigate living in a city of Medicine Hat, the culture of Canada. And so you just did things with them, and we love Medicine Hat, so we wanted to show off our city to them.
Right, because it's got to be very traumatic for a student to come from South America, Southern Africa, Asia, and get plopped into the middle of Medicine Hat and not know the culture. I mean, yeah, I've
Sure.
done the same thing. I moved somewhere else, and it's, okay, this is not where I came from.
Yes, I think it is a big culture shock. Not only having to navigate that, but just the environment, the coldness of a winter. Coming in, many of them had to go out and buy a new winter coat, and just wanting to feel family.
Yeah.
Family. You know, they miss their family, they miss their friends, they miss what they're used to.
Yeah, because I mean, that's the thing is when they were at home, you know, there was somewhere where they could be themselves, where once they migrate to a radically different culture, there is no comfort spot until a family takes them in and gives them some space. You're also involved in something called the Progressive Dinner Run. What's that?
What is it? Twice a year, The Connection organizes what's called progressive suppers or dinners, and so we've been doing it now for many years, and where they designate 6 to 8 people, and somebody drives them to our house, and there's probably 5 or 6 other families doing the same thing. And then she does most of the, makes the meal, puts it all together, and then after we'll sit around and just have conversation, learn about, most of the time we have one from how many countries? 5 or 6 different countries.
Right.
We're all around and learning from each other. We're learning from them as well as they're from us.
So do you learn cultural dishes when you do the dinner?
No, we usually do something that's very Canadian.
Okay.
Last time we did a barbecue, and we had an experience where our barbecue caught on fire on the deck, which was wonderful because I said to them, have you ever experienced a Canadian barbecue? And they said no, and I thought, great, this charred burger won't seem strange to you then. So we have had, but mostly we'll do like a roast beef dinner or something that is very Canadian, yes.
But I think in the past you've been involved, Michelle, in multicultural dinners.
So our connection to the connection through What Matters to Hatters is Culture Days.
Yeah.
And so I haven't been a part of a progressive supper yet, but we definitely for the last 3 years have been promoting, organizing and planning our Culture Days event once a year in Medicine Hat.
Great.
So that includes things like foods and sports and art. Yeah.
Yes, because on your Connection website there was something called Barefoot Soccer.
Yeah, they have Yusuf, who is kind of I would call him the lead of the connection. He likes soccer, so he puts together a soccer. Would you call it a tournament or just a day of?
It was a tournament, if I remember
Tournament.
right, because we spoke about this last year.
And, do that. And there's other things like we have taken a bunch. We got some people I know who have box seats at the Tigers hockey.
Ooh.
They give us tickets and a box seat. So we took a bunch of international students to this that had never been to a hockey game, or it was fabulous.
Well, especially if they come from south of the equator,
Oh,
they've never seen snow, let alone ice.
Yeah. So that was really that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Good. Ron, you're also involved with the Hillcrest Housing Ministry as a volunteer again. What's that all about?
When we moved here, about the same time as we got in with the connection, I got involved with the furniture ministry out of the Hillcrest Church. And it was to pick up furniture that people donated, and the church would buy mattresses, and we would deliver, from different organizations that kind of referred to the church. Like housing, women's shelter, Phoenix Safe House, McMahon, Samus, all of them refer what people need. So then our secretary at the church puts it all together, like kitchen stuff, and then so on Wednesdays and sometimes the second day, we deliver it to the less fortunate all over town. And
So you pick up as well.
we pick up as well donated furniture, yes.
So if somebody is downsizing or looking to empty the basement out, call the Hillcrest Church.
Absolutely, yep.
Okay, that's a big ministry. You guys are busy.
Yeah, there's up to 8 volunteers every Wednesday, and the church bought a Yukon with a trailer, enclosed trailer, and we go pick up, deliver all day long. And since I've been involved, just this last year, it would be between 200 and 300 pickups and deliveries that we've done. So it's very rewarding because you deliver something to some people who just don't have anything for whatever reason, and we just try to help them.
Well, I'm glad you do that because it's a necessary field for sure. So What Matters to Hatters, another kindness champion along with Ron and Sandra.
Right, and these folks just exemplify the warmth of our community. We know that there are many, many volunteers who go unrecognized, and actually it was very challenging to convince Ron and Sandra to be here today. Thankfully, Yusuf helped me with that. And I only know about Ron and Sandra from Yusuf speaking so fondly of them over the years that I've been doing the work with Culture Days. And so he often talks about the connections and the kindness that they share at their progressive suppers, but also their mentorship of our international students at the college. And so I've never myself been on an exchange or been an international student, but I've moved to other communities, and I know how challenging it must be when you don't speak the language and you don't understand the customs and cultures and snow, you know. And so I think that we are so grateful that Ron and Sandra not only do this great work in our community, but they agreed to be here today. So thanks to Yusuf for that.
And in your kindness campaign, Random Acts of Kindness, and your listening ear, what else is new?
Well, we're continuing to work with that theme, creating kindness, fostering connection, and acting with compassion. And so every month we've been doing those sidewalk talk events. We're going to take a little bit of a break in March. We did one near the end of February. We're waiting for some warmer weather so that we can be outdoors doing our sidewalk talks. So if any community agency or business wants us to come and sit outside their entrance and do a sidewalk talk, really all it is an hour commitment where we bring our volunteers and we chat. We invite people to chat with us. They talk, we listen. And really it's about people feeling seen and heard. And it's about sharing the warmth of our community and acting with compassion. And so that other piece of our kindness campaign is just helping Hatters to understand how important it is to help people to feel welcome and cared about, because a lot of people feel a sense of loneliness and a lack of belonging, and particularly newcomers, but also people who struggle with mental illness and substance use. And so part of our campaign is sharing what we can do as just citizens to help people who struggle, whether it's being a newcomer, a substance use issue, an addiction, mental illness. Really just the golden rule, do unto others as you would have do unto you. Or, you know, if maybe you aren't very kind to yourself, do unto others as you would your grandchildren, because we can be quite protective of those we love. And so we just really want to encourage Hatters to be more like Sandra and Ron and be warm and compassionate and caring, and share your gifts with our community, because they really have been offering amazing gifts to Medicine Hat for many, many years.
Is there anything else you'd like to add? I guess it's your first attempt at this, so we'll give you a pass.
Well, I did ask Sandra what motivates them to continue doing the work that they do, and she did share something that I'm hoping she'll share again.
Well, I just think that we have a love for people, for sure, and we have a love for our community, and we just feel that no matter what we do, Ron with the furniture, us with the mentorship and with the connection, that we always feel we get more back than we give. We just do. We're so blessed. When you reach out and help somebody else, you are blessed tenfold.
Well, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
So in the future, don't be shy. Let us know what other events or fundraisers or programs you're going to launch, and we'll be happy to give you the airtime. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for
Thank you,
having us.
Michelle.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you for watching.